Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another playthrough of Mage Knight. Today we're going to be playing as Braevalar with Arithia as the dummy player. We have 3 blue in the source, and our unit offers the Scouts, the Magic Familiars and the Foresters. Our advanced action offer is going to be our Shield Bash, Peaceful Moment and Agility. And then for our spell offer, it's going to be Wings of Wind, Wings of Night, Call to Arms, Call to Glory and Burning Shield, Exploding Shield. There are no monasteries on the board, so I think we can start and draw up our first 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and we get Swiftness, Stamina, Promise, Determination and Threaten. So I think for our first turn we'll probably maybe move into the forest, see what's in the Mage Tower, and then depending on that we can either head for the village, which is quite expensive, or maybe take the Mage Tower on the second turn. So I think with that in mind, I think I'm going to take probably planning here. The dummy player is going to go with number 1, which is Early Bird, which goes out of the game. And yeah, they're going to go first, so we'll switch them, and they go 1, 2 and 3. It's a red, they get 2 more, 1 and 2. For us, I think we're going to go with Swiftness for a move of 2, and then probably Threaten Sideways for a move of 3, which gets us into the forest and reveals the Mage Tower. And it is, okay, so 2 physical attacks of 3 each with Brutal, Unfortified and 7 armor. Okay, so I think we'll end our turn there. We have 3 cards left in hand, which triggers planning. So we'll draw another 3. 1, 2 and 3, and we get 1 with the land, Swiftness and Tranquility. Dummy player then 1, 2 and 3. It's a white, they get 1 more, back to us. Oh, and sorry, we should have a Ruins token above the Orc, and it's going to be 3 green mana for 7 fame. So I think here we'll probably have to go to the village. I don't think we're going to have enough attack to take out the Mage Tower here, so I think we'll go with Stamina for a move of 4. And then we can play 1 card sideways, and I think I'll play, could go with either Tranquility or just go 1 with the land maybe. Let's go with Tranquility sideways, so that's going to be a move of 5, gets us into the village. And then we can, do we want to recruit here? We could go with Promise for 2, Swiftness and Determination sideways for influence of 4. So that'll be enough to get the Scouts. And yeah, we will, we're going to end our turn, so we'll only have 1. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll end our turn, this gets re-rolled, it's a white. And we will draw up to our hand limit of 5. Did we have, let me just check here. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so we'll draw up to our hand limit of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And we get Crystallize, March, Druidic Paths and Mana Draw. Dummy player then 1, 2 and 3. It's a white, they get 1 more, back to us. And I think we can plunder the village, so we'll lose a reputation and get 2 cards. So 1, 2, and we get Concentration and Rage. Okay, okay, so I think we'll take on the Orc, so we can move 2 with Druidic Paths, and that provokes this guy. We're going to, I think we'll just block one of the attacks with 1 with the land and march sideways for another block. Yeah, let's go with that. So he's both of his attacks have been blocked, and then we can play Concentration for a red token, use that with Rage for an attack of 4. That's enough to take him out, and we will get +1 reputation and +2 fame. So he's gone. We can play Crystallize with the blue from the source, and we will take, let's take a green. And then yeah, we'll end our turn there. This goes away, we re-roll this, and it is a white, and then we can discard these. We still don't level up, and we draw up to our hand limit, so we get 2 more cards, and we get Improvisation and Rage. dummy player then 1, 2, and 3. It's a red. They have nothing left, so they are going to declare end of round in the next turn. Back to us. And I think here, let's play improvisation for move 3. Discard rage. That will get us onto the ruins here, and we can. I think I'm going to pay the 3 green for 7 fame, so we can play mana draw with a white. We'll take the white and set it to green. We'll get 2 green tokens, and we can use those 2 with our green from our inventory for 7 fame. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we level up twice. Green doesn't get re-rolled, the white does. That's the black. These get discarded. This goes away, and let's put a shield token there. And then we are leveling up, so we get a choice of skills, and yeah, we get, okay, so the top one is secret ways. So once a turn, move 1, you're able to enter mountains for a move cost of 5, and they are considered a safe space for you. If you play a blue mana, you are able to enter lakes for a move cost of 2 this turn, and lakes are considered a safe space for you at the end of this turn. Or the bottom one is Beguile. Once a turn, influence 3, influence 2 when you're at a fortified site, or influence 4 when you're at a magical glade. Let's go with secret ways. I think I'll take that one. The common skill from Aretha is going to be play a wound card sideways and get 2. For our advanced action, we can choose Shield Bash, Peaceful Moment, or Agility. So I'm thinking if I take Agility now, I'll be able to explore 2 tiles before the end of the round. But I think I'd prefer to take Shield Bash just for the long term. It is quite a powerful card, getting that block 3, but it's twice against an attack with swiftness, so I think I'll take Shield Bash. These advance, and the new one we get is Ambush. We also get another command token, and yeah, that is everything. So we'll draw up, so we have 1 card left. It's obviously Shield Bash. Dummy player declares end of round. Our turn then, we can use our scouts for move 2 to explore here. And we get, okay, so tile number 13, there is a mage tower and an orc. The mage tower goes face down, the orc goes face up, and it is, so 3 physical attack with poison and 5 armor. And then we could use, so that's our scouts used. We do have move 1 here, and then we could play Shield Bash sideways for move 2. So let's use that. Yeah. So we will explore this tile, and it is, okay, so there's a monastery. The new monastery card is going to be counterattack, and then the orc as well. And the orc is 4 physical attack with 3 armor. Okay, so that is everything we can do for this round. So we will reroll the source, and it is red, blue, and gold. The unit offer gets refreshed, and the new ones we get are Guardian Golems, Herbalists, and the Udom Crossbowmen. Okay, counterattack gets replaced with Steady Tempo. They take Peaceful Moment into their deck. These advance, and the new one we get is Firebolt. They're going to get a white into their inventory for Wings of Wind, Wings of Night. These advance along, and the new spell that we get is Whirlwind Tornado. We can ready our 1 unit and shuffle up and go on to the next round. Okay, so we can draw up to our hand limit of 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we get Crystallized, Rage, Concentration, Promise, and Tranquility. I'm thinking here we go to the monastery, and we can probably recruit either the Herbalists or the Guardian Golems here. So let's go with, I think, Preparation, and we will take Threaten. Yeah, let's go with that. And then we can recruit the Guardian Golems, and then hopefully go from there. We're in a not too bad of a situation given we have a skill that can get us into lakes. But I'm wondering whether we come over towards the dungeon here and go that way instead. So the dummy player is going to take number 1. So that is from the dusk out of the game. And preparation also. They're going to go first again. So 1, 2, and 3. It's a red. They get 2 more. 1, 2. For us, we're going to use our scouts for move 2 to get us into the monastery. We'll play Threaten with the red from the source for 5, and then Promise for 2. So that's a total of 7. That's enough to get us the Guardian Golems. This gets re-rolled. It's a blue. We lose 1 reputation for using the stronger effect of Threaten. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We get 1 more. It's 5. 1 with the land. And then, yeah, I think that is everything for our turn. Dummy player 1, 2, and 3. It's a blue. They don't go again. Back to us. And I think here, let's try and burn the monastery then. So we'll lose 3. So 1, 2, 3. We'll get a purple enemy. Units can't be used, and we get okay, so 5 physical attack with poison and 5 armor. I think let's use crystallize with the blue to get a green. So we'll have a green. We are going to take 2 wounds to hand and 2 wounds to our discard. So 2 wounds to hand and 2 wounds into our discard pile for the 5 attack, and then we can play concentration with the green to power rage, which gives us an attack of 6. And yeah, that is enough to take him out. So we get +4 fame, 1, 2, 3, 4. We get a shield token on the monastery. We get a reward, which is an artifact. We're left with these 2 wounds plus 2 cards. This gets re-rolled. It's a blue. These get discarded, and we are getting a reward. So we get a choice between 2 artifacts, and the choices are Horn of Wraths or Amulet of Darkness. I'm taking Horn of Wrath, definitely. And then yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We get 1 more, and it is Horn of Wrath. Dummy player then 1, 2, and 3. It's a white. They get 2 more. 1 and 2. Back to us, and I think here let's just play Tranquility and 1 with the land to heal 2. So we'll get rid of those 2 wounds. We'll end our turn there, and we will draw up to our hand limit of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we get Swiftness, March, and Determination. Dummy player then 1, 2, and 3. It's a white. They get 1 more. Back to us. I think we're going to use our skill for move 1. We'll pay a blue mana. And we will use March for move 2. So that's a total move of 3. We need 2 to get into the lake. So we can move in there. We have 1 point of movement left. We can use Swiftness for move of 2, which explores this tile. And we get, okay, so it is tile number 3, right next to a village. And then we have a keep as well. So that goes face down. And then I think we can probably provoke challenge the orc. So we will challenge him. We are going to just play Horn of Wrath for siege attack of 5, which is enough to take him out. We get +1 reputation, +2 fame, 1, 2. So we will level up. We roll a mana die to see if we get a rune. Black or red gives us a wound. It's a blue, so we don't get a wound. That goes away. We can end in a lake because we have used this die, or this skill, sorry. This gets re-rolled. It's a gold. We have 2 left in hand. Did we want to discard any of these? No, I think we'll keep them. So we have 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh, we have to level up, sorry, apologies. So we get a choice between, okay, so the top one is, yeah, Lightning Storm. Once around, flip this to gain 1 blue or green mana token and 1 blue or red mana token. And then the bottom one is regenerate. Once a turn, pay a mana of any color and throw away a wound from your hand. If you use green to do this, or you have the least fame, not tied, then also draw a card. I could go with the common skill from Arethia, but I'd rather not take agility for this turn, so I think I'm going to take the access to the mana. And then the common skill is going to be, okay, so Arethia's motivation. That would be tempting at the next level up. And for us, I think I'm going to take Firebolt here from the advanced actions, and the new one is Decompose. So we have 1, 2, and we'll draw another 3, 1, 2, and 3, and we get improvisation, mana draw, and Firebolt. Dummy player then declares end of round. We are going to, we could go with, let's see here. Okay, so I think we will go with swiftness for move of 2. Yeah, that'll get us into the village. We can challenge this guy to combat. Although if we go, yeah, let's do it this way. So he's going to do 3 physical attack. That can be absorbed by the Guardian Golems. We can then use our Guardian Golems for an attack of 2. We can play Determination for an attack of, or Improvisation, discard Determination for an attack of 3. That's enough to take him out in the attack phase. So we get +1 reputation and +3 fame. So 1, 2, 3. He gets discarded. We can play Firebolt for a red to our inventory. And yeah, that is going to be all for this round. We didn't get to use our skill here, so once around, flip this to gain 1 blue or green mana token and 1 blue or red mana token. Yeah, so that's fine. We didn't get to Rage, Druidic Pass, Shield Bash, and Stamina. And then we can re-roll the source for the end of the round, and it's a black, black, and a blue. So the blue stays. We get re-roll these 2, and it is blue and blue, so 3 blues. The unit offer is getting refreshed here, and we are getting peasants, the Guardian Golems, and the peasants. And then steady tempo disappears. There are no monasteries now, and we have agility into their deck. He's advanced, and the new one we get is Rush of Adrenaline. They're going to take another white. They're called Arms, Call to Glory. These advance along, and the new one that we get is Cure Disease. We can ready our units and shuffle up and go on to the next round. Okay, so we can draw up to our hand limit of 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we get Crystallize, Swiftness, Mana Draw, Rage, and the Wound. For our tactic then, I think we will go with Great Start. So we'll get 2 more, and we get Stamina and Improvisation. Dummy player then is going to take number 3, so Mana Steal out of the game. So it's Great Start. They are going to go first again. So they go 1, 2, and 3. It's a green. They don't go again. Over to us. I think for us, we're going to use our scouts to explore here. So we get tile number 14. There is a keep there, which goes face down. And then for the rest of our turn, we'll play Improvisation and discard. Let's discard Swiftness with that. For a move of 3, we can use our skill for a move of 1. So that's a total move of 4. We can move here for 2, explore here for another 2, and it is tile number 5. So that is another monastery. Let me just move these down a bit. So the monastery advanced action is going to be Mana Storm. And then there is an orc right in front of us. which goes face up, and it is 3 physical attack with poison and 5 armor. I don't think we want to take that on here. Yeah, we could use our guardian golems to absorb it, and then we could get a red mana for an attack of 4, and then our guardian golems for an attack of 2. So we could actually take this on here, but we would let's take it on. So this has been used for the turn, and then 3 physical attack. We can absorb that with our guardian golems. We can play crystallize with the blue from the source. We will get a red into our inventory, and then we can do that. Although we already have a red in our inventory. Let's go with this. So that's attack 4, and then stamina for an attack of 1. So that's a total attack of 5, which is enough to take him out. We get +1 reputation, +3 fame, 1, 2, 3. Not enough to level up. And these are getting discarded. So this gets re-rolled. It is a red. These get discarded. That is a once a turn skill. And we are left with 2 in hand, so we will draw up to 5. So 3, 4, 5. And we get Rage, March, and 1 with the land. Dummy player then 1, 2, and 3. It's a white, they get 3 more, 1, 2, and 3. Back to us. And I think here, let's go with March, remove 2, which will get us there. We'll reveal what's in the keep, and it is, so 2 physical attack, 5 armor with physical resistance as well. So that is going to be a tough one to take on here, I think. So I think 1 with the land, we can probably heal 1 here. So we will play 1 with the land and heal this. We'll keep these 2 in hand. These get discarded. And we can draw up to our hand limit of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 only because we have 2 in hand. And we get Firebolt, a wound, and promise. Dummy player then 1, 2, and 3. It's a white, they get 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Back to us. And here I think I'm going to take on the keep. So we can play promise sideways for move 1, mana draw for a move of 1, and our skill for a move of 1. So that's a total move of 3. We get into the keep, we lose 1 reputation. We are going to assign the 2 points of physical attack to the guardian golems who are physically resistant. And then we can play Firebolt with a red from our inventory for a fire attack of 3, which is efficient. So now we need 2 points of efficient attack or 4 points of inefficient attack. And we can play Rage with a red from the source for an attack of 4. That is enough to take him out. So we get +4 fame. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we do level up. We get 1 more command token. Our hand limit is now 6. This gets re-rolled. It's a green. That's back. Discard that. We're left with 1 wound in hand here. And we get a shield token on the keep. So our hand limit is now 6 + 1 for our keep is 7. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And we get determination, swiftness, druidic pass, tranquility, threaten, and concentration. Dummy player then 1, 2, and 3. They're going to declare end of round in the next turn. Back to us. I think let's go with tranquility to heal 1. And then we can play druidic pass with the blue from the source for a move of 4. We can explore here and then here. And we get, so the red city first. So the Draconum on the far side is going to be 4 ice attack with swiftness, elusive, and ice resistance. And then the one next to us is going to be 9 fire attack, fire and physical resistance, and 7 armor. And then the red city at level 7 is going to be white, 2 purple, and a brown. So 1 white, 2 purple, and 1 brown. And the all physical attack is going to be brutal in this city. so that's fine. And then we have 2 points of movement left. Oh, sorry, there's a ruins on the far side, and that's going to be 3 red mana for 7 fame. And then we explore here with our remaining 2 points of movement, and it is the blue city. So another Draconum right beside us, and that is going to be a summoner. So summons 2 brown enemies, arcane immunity, physical resistance, and 8 armor. And then there's a monastery, and that is going to be Power of Crystals for the advanced action for that. And then the blue city at level 10 is going to be a keep, 2 purple and 2 white enemies. So 1 keep, 2 purple and 2 white, 1 and 2, and then because it's in the blue city, all elemental attacks are going to be boosted. Okay, so yeah, that's tough. And then what else do we want to do here? I think we probably end our turn there. We can discard Threaten as well. So we'll only have 2 left to draw here, and our hand limit will be 7, so we can actually just keep Threaten in hand and still draw our remaining 3. So that is a red, and we will draw another 3. We only have 2 here, so we get Shield Bash and Horn of Wrath. Dummy player then declares end of round, back to us. I think here let's engage this guy in combat, so we can just take 3 wounds into hand straight away. I think there's no way we're coming up with 18 points of block. And then I guess we can probably play Horn of Wrath for siege attack of 5. We could use concentration here. That would get us a ranged attack of 5, so that would be a total of 10. So we don't have enough to take him out in the range. The siege attack phase, we're going to need, although we could use ice block 4 plus, that would be, no, I think we'll have to take the wounds here, so we'll take 3 into hand, and then we need 14 points of inefficient attack, so we can have 5 from Horn of Wrath, 5 from, so we can use our skill here for a green and a blue, I think. So we'll take a green and a blue. We'll use the green with concentration, so that's a total 5 plus 5 is 10, 11, 12, and then 13, 14 from determination. So we do have to roll a die for Horn of Wrath. Black or red gets us another wound, and it is a gold, so we don't take a wound. And yeah, that is enough to take him out, so we get plus 2 reputation, 1, 2, and plus 8 fame, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not enough to level up, unfortunately. We're left with these 3 wounds and these 2 cards. It is the end of the round anyway, so these all get discarded. Okay, and then yeah, that's it. So we will re-roll the source. It's black, red, and white. So black, red, white. We replace the unit offer, and we do now have core tiles on the board. So we're getting elite units, the first of which is the Amatep Freezers. Then we get a regular unit, the Magic Familiars, and the second elite unit is Heroes. It's fine. We still have 2 monasteries on the board. So we are replacing, we have 2? We have 1 there and 1 over there, so we do. So we have Into the Heat and Diplomacy. They take Ambush into their deck. These advance along, and the new one we get is Dodge and Weave. They are getting a red into their inventory for Burning Shield, Exploding Shield. These advance, and the new one we get is Expose, Mass Expose. We can ready our skills and our units and shuffle up and go on to the next round. Okay, so we'll draw up to our hand limit of 6 plus 1 for our keep, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. and we get Swiftness, Firebolt, Concentration, Horn of Wrath, Promise, March, and Improvisation. And for tactic, I think I'm going to go for Long Night here. Yeah, so if we hopefully we'll be able to use up a lot of our cards with our keep here, and we're about to level up as well, so maybe we can get motivation skill from Arethia. So the dummy player is going to take number 5, which is gone already. Number 6, Swearing Power, out of the game. Unfortunate. We'll keep this just to remind us we are going to go first here. And I think I'm going to just take on this Draconum immediately. So I'm going to try and take him out in the ranged and siege attack phase. So we're going to use Horn of Wrath for a siege attack of 5. We can use Swiftness with a wipe from the source for a ranged attack of 3. That's all inefficient against him. So that is, we're going to need 4 more points of efficient attack. We can use Concentration using this skill for a green, and I think, what else do we want? We could take either a blue or a red here. It's not going to matter either way. So we'll take a green and use that with Firebolt. So we get a ranged fire attack of 5, which is efficient against his physical resistance. So yeah, that is enough to take him out in the ranged and siege attack phase. We roll the die for Horn of Wrath. A black or a red gets us a wound, and it's a green, so we don't get a wound. We are getting +2 reputation, so 1, 2, and +9 fame, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we will end our turn there. This has been used, and it's a once a round skill. That is a green. These get discarded, and we are left with these 3 in hand. We are leveling up, so we get a choice of skill here. And we have, okay, so the top one is Feral Allies. Exploring costs 1 move less. Once a turn, attack 1 or reduce 1 attack of an enemy by 1. Or the bottom one, Forked Lightning. Once a turn, ranged cold fire attack 1 against up to 3 different enemies. Ooh, I think I'm not going to take either of those. I'm going to go with Arethia's motivation skill here. And that means we have to take Decompose. I was very tempted to go with one of those skills from Braevalar, and then we would be able to pick up Dodge and Weave here. Ooh, no, let's keep it. So these advance, and the new one we get is In Need. So we're left with these 3, and we draw up to our hand limit of 6 + 1 for our keep. We get another 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we get Tranquility, Rage, a Wound, and Decompose. Dummy player then 1, 2, and 3. It's a green. They don't go again. Back to us. And I think here let's play Improvisation and discard Rage, powering it with a red from the source for an influence of 5. We can play Promise for influence 2. That's influence of 7 + 1 from our reputation track is influence of 8, which is enough to get the Amatep Freezers. And then we can probably play Tranquility to heal this wound. And then we're left with Decompose and March in hand. These get re-rolled. It's a green. And yeah, we are going to draw up to our hand limit again of 7. So we get another 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we get Rage, Swiftness, a wound, and mana draw. Dummy player then 1, 2, and 3. It's a green. They don't go again. Back to us. And I think here let's use March with a green from the source. Remove 4. Swiftness, remove 2. That's total move of 6. 2, 4, 6 gets us over to the monastery. Do we want to do anything else here? So we could play 1 card sideways. So let's play Decompose sideways for influence 1 + 1 from our reputation track. That is enough to get heal of 1 because we're in the monastery. We can buy 1 point of healing for 2 influence there. So we'll do that. We'll end our turn there. We're left with 3 cards in hand. This gets re-rolled. It's a green. and we are drawing up to our hand limit of 6 now because we're not next to a keep. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and we get determination, druidic paths, and 1 with the land. Dummy player then 1, 2, and 3. It's a green. They don't go again. Back to us. And I think here we can use our skill for a red mana token and 2 more cards. So we get 1 and 2. And we have Threaten and Shield Bash. Okay, so I think we probably want to take on this Draconum. So we're going to take 2 wounds to hand, 4 ice attack, 3 armor, and then we need 14 points of damage or attack. So we can use our Ametep Freezers for 5, our Guardian Golems for 2, that's 7, Scouts for 1 is 8. We can use Rage for 4 with the red, so that's 12. And then Determination for 2 is 14, so that's a total of 14 attack is enough to take him out. 14 physical attack, he's only ice resistant, so we get +2 reputation, 1, 2, plus 7 fame, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so we do have enough to level up. We have 3 wounds now, so we can use 1 with the land with a green from the source for heal 2. So we get rid of 2 of those wounds. We're left with these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in hand. And yeah, we'll end our turn there. The red goes away. This gets re-rolled. It's a red. This goes over there. We do get 1 more command token. These get discarded. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll draw up 1 more and we get stamina. Dummy player then 1, 2, and 3. It's a white, they get 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Back to us. And I think here let's play Threaten with the red from the source for influence 5. We have 2 on the reputation track, so that's influence of 7, and then we can play Shield Bash sideways for influence of 8. We'll use 6 of those influence points to get into the heat, and then we can use the remaining 2 to heal this wound, and then we're left with these 3 in hand, which I will keep. This gets re-rolled. It's a green. We go down 1 reputation for using the stronger effect of Threaten, and we will draw our hand up to our hand limit. So we have 3 here. We have 6 hand limits, so we get another 3. We have 2, and then we can shuffle our discard pile and put 3 random cards back into our D deck because of Long Night. So yeah, let's do that. So and we get 3 more cards into our D deck. So we will get 1 for this draw. So 3 cards we have are Crystallize, Into the Heat, and Shield Bash. Dummy player then 1, 2, and 3. It's a red. They get 3 more, so they're going to declare end of round in the next turn. Back to us. And I think here, so I'm debating whether we stay on the monastery or come back over towards the keep. I'm just conscious that we can have 1 more unit if we want on the start of the next turn, or next round, sorry. So yeah, let's, I think we'll come back over towards the keep here. So we can play Druidic Paths, move 2, the move cost of 1 space is reduced by 1 this turn, so it costs 3 to move there. So we have move 2 there, we have our skill for move of 1, so that's a move of 3. We can play Crystallize with a green, to take a green into our inventory. And then I think we will end our turn there. So this is once a turn, this gets re-rolled, it's a blue. These get discarded and we will draw up to our hand limit of 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We get the remaining 2 here, so we get Rage and Determination. Dummy player declares end of round. Back to us. I think we will go with a move of 4 from Stamina. And sorry, we should reveal what's in the red city here. So we have 11 physical attack with Arcane Immunity, Unfortified, and 10 armor. A Summoner with physical resistance and 3 armor. 6 fire attack, fire resistance, and 5 armor, and then 5 physical attack, brutal, and 5 armor, and then physical attack is going to be brutal here. So that is a nasty enemy in this city. Okay, so we've got to move 4. It costs 3 to get into the desert, so we'll move there. And I think we can probably just end our turn there. There's not much else we want to do here. So yeah, let's just end it there. These get discarded. And then we are re-rolling the source. And it's a white, black and red. White, black, red. New unit offer. So we have the elites first. So the first elite is going to be the catapults. The regular is going to be the red cape monks. And the second elite is going to be the white heroes. The diplomacy is going to get replaced with Flood of Ancients, and the second one is Pathfinding. They're going to take Rush of Adrenaline into their deck. These advance along, and the new one that we get is Force of Nature. They get another white for Whirlwind, so they're very white mana heavy in their deck, and red in fact. And the new spell is going to be Flame Wall, Flame Wave. We can ready our skills and our units and shuffle up and go on to the next round.
Hey guys, so we had a bit of a microphone malfunction, so I didn't want to lose the game, so I decided to narrate over it. So we drew up to our hand limit here of 6 + 1 because we're adjacent to our keep. And I do forget to switch the day-night board, but I'll remember to do that shortly. So we take Rethink, and I think we're going to discard the 2 Rages and Crystallize, and then we draw back up. So another 3 cards, and we get 1 with the land. I think that's Promise, and maybe a Swiftness as well. So yeah, we then shuffle up. So I think the plan here is to take the Red City during this day, and then we'll make our way over on the final night to the Blue City to take that. Overall, I think we're in a decent position here. So yeah, I flipped the day-night board because I forgot to do that at the end of round. And then we go on with our turn here. So I think given the catapults are in the unit offer, I'm thinking of coming back over towards the keep. So I played March and our skill for a move of 2, and then I have the Promise as well for a move, improvisation with the red from the source for influence of 5 plus Promise for 2 is 7, plus our reputation track bonus for 8, and then Crystallize Sideways for 9, which is enough to get the catapults, given we're on the keep. So that's a red. When we re-roll it, we discard all those cards. So yeah, we have quite a strong unit offer here, and we get Horn of Wrath, Shield Bash, Tranquility, Mana Draw, and Rage. The dummy player then, they go 1, 2, and 3. It's a green, so they don't go again. Back to us. And here I need to get back over next to the city, so I think that's Swiftness and maybe 1 with the land that I played, along with our skill for a move of 5, gets us back to adjacent to the city. So we will draw another 2 cards still because we're adjacent to our keep. And we get into the heat and concentration. The dummy player then 1, 2, and 3. It's a white, so they get 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. And there is only 1 white in those 4 cards. So back to us then, we use our skill for a red token and 2 more cards, and the 2 that we get are I think Determination and Druidic Paths. So I'm thinking here we probably want to go into the city. So first of all, we use mana draw with a white and get 2 green tokens. So we use one of those with Tranquility to draw another 2 cards, and we get Rage and Stamina. And then I think I'm, I use my skill here as well to get, I think, 2 blue tokens. We play Druidic Paths to move in. We lose 1 reputation, and then we're going to face these 4 enemies. Any physical attack again is going to be brutal because we're in the red city. So first of all, we play Into the Heat with the red from Motivation, which boosts all of our units' attack and block values by 3, and we can't assign damage to those units on this turn. So first of all, we play, we use the catapults for siege attack of 6, and then the scouts for a siege attack of 4. So that's a total siege attack of 10. We also use the basic effect of Horn of Wrath for a siege attack of 5. So that's a total siege physical attack of 15, which is efficient against those 2 enemies, one of which is unfortified and one of which has fire resistance. So those 2 enemies are dead in the ranged and siege attack phase. We also need to roll to see if we get a wound for using Horn of Wrath, and we get a black. So we do get 1 wound from using Horn of Wrath here. And then we have the other 2 enemies still to deal with. So we use blue with our Amatep freezers to prevent one of the enemies from attacking. We choose the purple one, so he just doesn't attack. He also gets armor -4, but to a minimum of 1, so he now has 1 armor and physical resistance. We use the blue mana token with Shield Bash for a block of 5, and then we also play Determination for a block of 2. So that's a total block of 7, and that is enough to fully block the brown enemy that's left over, and also reduces armor by 2 because of the stronger effect of Shield Bash. So he is now down to 3 armor, and he is fully blocked, and then the purple enemy just isn't blocking. So we're going to need 3 points of physical attack to take out the brown enemy, and then 2 points of physical attack or 1 point of elemental attack in order to take out the purple enemy. And we do have plenty of attack left over because of our Into the Heat skill, and I think we still have concentration and rage in hand, and we do have 1 green mana token as well. So we to take out these last 2 enemies, we use concentration with rage, you power it with the green mana token, and that is enough to take out the brown enemy who has 3 armor. And then for the purple enemy, we can activate our Guardian Golems for an attack of 2, plus the 3 from Into the Heat is an attack of 5, which is more than enough to take out the purple enemy as well. So just to recap, we played mana draw with a white and got 2 green tokens. We moved in with Druidic Paths, lost our reputation. We played Into the Heat with a red, boosting all of our units' attack and block values by 3. We used the catapults for siege attack of 6, plus 4 siege attack from the scouts, plus 5 from Horn of Wrath to take out the white and that purple enemy in the ranged and siege attack phase. With so that's a total of 15 siege physical attack. So those guys are dead in the ranged and siege attack phase. We took 1 wound for using Horn of Wrath on the die roll, and then we played the Amatep freezers with the blue to prevent the purple enemy from attacking and reduce his armor to 1. That is allowed given he is not ice efficient or ice resistant, sorry. And then we blocked using the stronger effect of Shield Bash plus Determination to block the brown enemy and reduce his armor to 3. And then we used Concentration to power Rage for a total attack of 6, which is more than enough to take out the brown enemy. And then the Guardian Golems was enough to take out the purple enemy. We didn't group those because then they would share physical resistance. or not share physical resistance, but all physical attacks would become inefficient against both of them. So I decided not to group them. And yeah, that is all for this. So this assault. So we do successfully conquer the red city. We just discard all our cards, and then we can take our fame. So we get 4 shield tokens first, and then I can't remember how much fame I get for this, but it does result in a level up, I believe. Yeah, so 1 level up, we'll get a skill and an advanced action. Yeah, those 2 were used as well. We don't re-roll the green, but we re-roll the white die, and then our choice of skill is between, so I think that's Thunderstorm that I end up taking. So that just gives me more access to mana tokens. And now I think I'm going to take Dodge and Weave as well. The common skill, which I forgot on the last turn, I did reveal there, and then this common skill was the movement one for Aretha. I take Dodge and Weave, and the new one is, I think, Training. Yeah. So the new advanced action is Training. We now draw up to our hand limit, which is 6 + 2 for being in our city. So we have 3. We get all of our cards now. So we have Rage, Firebolt, Swiftness, and I didn't catch that last one. Dummy player 1, 2, and 3. It's a white, so they get I think another 4. And there is 1 white in there as well. And I think here we are going to probably try and get an artifact for 12. So we have Threaten, which we can use a red in the source to power for influence of 5 + 4 is 9 + 1, I think, on our reputation track. So 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so so that's 12 influence in total. We get a choice of 2 artifacts, and the choices are Emerald Ring or Circlet of Proficiency. Here I decide to go with Circlet of Proficiency. We don't have any spells, so we don't really have a big source or a need for black mana. And then similarly, our 2 skills give us plenty of access to green mana, so I didn't feel like Emerald Ring was necessary to take here. It's unusual that I turn down one of the rings whenever they come up, but just the circumstances in this game kind of lent themselves better to Circlet of Proficiency. I lose 1 reputation for using the stronger effect of Threaten, and so we draw our last card, which is Circlet of Proficiency, and the dummy player is going to declare end of round on the next turn. For our turn then, I was thinking of trying to get another artifact, but I was 1 short, so I could have used the basic effect of Circlet to use one of the influence skills in the skill offer, but we would end up with just short, unfortunately. So unfortunately I couldn't use couldn't get another artifact here. So I think what I decided to do, I play Firebolt for a red into my inventory, and then I think I break the Circlet of Proficiency here and take I think Forked Lightning, which is one of the Braevalar skills. Yeah, so I go with the Forked Lightning. That gives a ranged cold fire attack of 1 against up to 3 different enemies. So I figured having that going into the last city might be useful. And then I play the Firebolt, get a red into my inventory, and we're left with these 3 cards in hand. There's nothing I can do with them, so we go on and re-roll the source. I think that's a white, a green, and a gold maybe. We refresh the unit offer, so we're going to get 2 new elite units and 1 regular, and the first is the Ultimate Mages. The first regular unit's going to be the Udam Guardsman, I think, and then the second elite is another Ultim Mages. We replace the 2 advanced actions for the monasteries with pure magic and maximal effect. They take, I can't remember the name of that card, into their deck, and then we get Crystal Mastery as the new advanced action. They're going to get green into their inventory. The spells advance, and the new one is Meditation Trance. And then we just ready our skills and our units, and then shuffle up and go on to the next round. So we draw up to our hand limit here. I think it's 8, so 6 plus 2 for being in our city. And we get Threaten, Promise, Rage, a Wound, Swiftness, Into the Heat, March, I think, and I think that was Shield Bash. I take Mana Search. My aim here is to pick up the Ultim Mages, and then taking Mana Search will basically allow us to try and get access to a black mana in the source by re-rolling up to 2 each turn. So that, and also we get to go first by taking that. So I choose to re-roll the gold here. It's a white. So I'm going, I think, with Threaten and Promise here. So we get 4 from Promise and 2 from Threaten is 6 plus 4 is 10 for being in our city. We need another 2 because we're at 0 on the reputation track. So I play, I think, Rage, or no, maybe, yeah, Rage Sideways for 1, and then I want to keep Into the Heat. So I think I end up playing March Sideways as well. So that's a total influence of 12, which we can use to recruit the Ultim Mages. And I'm going to disband the Scouts in order to do that. So the reason for disbanding the Scouts, they only give siege attack 1, whereas the Guardian Golems give an attack of 2. And if I can get access to a black mana, that will turn into a siege attack of 2, plus Into the Heat, which we already have in our hand. So it really just gives us 1 extra point of attack, as long as I can get access to black mana. We'll have an extra point of siege attack. So that's a red on the reroll. We discard all those cards, and we'll draw up to our hand limit. So we have 4 in hand, we'll get another 4. And the cards we get, I think Stamina, Decompose was in there, and then 2 others, I didn't catch them. The dummy player gets 1 more card, back to us. Now we need to decide which dice we want to re-roll in the source, I think. Again, our main aim is to try and get access to just 1 black mana would be enough. So I choose 2, and we get, I think, 2 greens there. So a bit unlucky. We have Stamina and Swiftness, I think. We could also just power Stamina. And yeah, or not even, so we just play Stamina for 2, and then our skill for a move of 1, which gets us into the desert, which is a move cost of 3 at night. And just on the black mana, as long we actually have a backup, as long as we have mana draw in our hand, we should be able to get access to a black mana, unless even if we don't roll 1 for the source, because we have a skill that gives us access to a white. So the dummy player then 1, 2, and 3. It's a blue. They don't go again. Back to us. Again, I'm thinking which ones we want to re-roll in the source here. Again, hunting for that black mana. So white and blue. A little bit unlucky again. I think here I rest, so I discard Decompose and the Wound. We're left with I think 6 in hand, so we draw another 2 for being adjacent to our city, and we get Concentration and I think Shield Bash maybe. Dummy player goes 3, and then they get a red, so it's another 4, I think, or 3. They have 3 reds in their inventory and 4 whites, I think. Back to us. Here I re-roll the white and the red, and we get a blue and a red. So with Druidic Paths I can reduce the cost of the forest, by 1, so that will now cost 4 movement to get into, and Druidic Pass does give us 4 by using the blue in the source. So we get adjacent to the blue city and reveal the enemies inside. So I think that's the Delphana Masters, and then there's the Freezers unit as well. And then the purple is 6 physical attack with poison, assassination, arcane immunity, and 6 armor. Then we have a 5 ice attack with ice resistance and 6 armor, and 5 physical attack, unfortified, elusive, and 3 and 6 armor on that one. And all the elemental attack are going to be boosted because they're in the blue city. So we now decide if we want to discard any other cards. I'm kind of on the fence here. I'm thinking of discarding the swiftness, the 2 swiftness cards I have in hand, and maybe Shield Bash, because again my main aim here is to finish off the enemies in the ranged and siege attack phase with the Ultim Mages, converting everything into siege attack. So I'm not anticipating needing a massive amount of block. So I'm thinking here maybe discard the 2 swiftness and Shield Bash, but then I take this back and instead only discard 1 swiftness and instead discard the determination. And the main reason is I can use the swiftness along with concentration, so I would get a siege attack of 5 that way rather than just a siege attack of 2 if I had kept determination. So that's a white on the reroll. We draw back up to our hand limit of 6, and the dummy player then goes 1, 2 and 3. It's a green, they get 1 more back to us. Again, I'm thinking we need to reroll a couple of the dice, so I discard, I think that's improvisation and a rage here, or improvisation and swiftness, because again using rage, well actually no, I discard the rage and improvisation. I forgot to re-roll the dice, so I do that now. So I choose the red and the white to re-roll, and we do get access to a black, so a gold and a black on the re-roll, so that's really great for us. We should be able to hopefully take on the city now. We draw back up to our hand limit of 6 because we're not next to our city anymore. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, we get Horn of Wrath and Tranquility, a decent draw for us. Dummy player 1, 2 and 3, it's a blue, they don't go again, it's back to us. We play Tranquility with the green from our inventory, we draw 2 more cards, and we get, I think that's mana draw maybe, and didn't catch the green one. We use our motivation skill for a red, and our last 2 cards, Crystallize and Firebolt, so we have to go in on this turn. So we have our 2 skills which give us access to mana, and I choose 1 of each color, so a red, a white, a blue and a green, using those 2 skills. And yes, then we can move in with 1 with the land, which gives us move 2. We lose 1 reputation for assaulting a fortified site, and then we face these 5 enemies. So I think the first move to do here is to activate the Ultim Mages with the black from the source. We turn all of our attacks this turn into siege attacks, and you also get the elements with them. We play Into the Heat with a red from one of the skills that we use, so all of our units get their attacks and blocks increased by 3, and we can't assign damage to our units this turn. We activate our catapults along with the other red from motivation for a siege fire attack of 5, plus 3 from Into the Heat is a siege fire attack of 8. We use a red from our inventory. Well, this is wrong actually. I take this back. So we'll use concentration with the green from our skill to power our firebolt for a siege fire attack of 5. So that is a total siege fire attack of 13, which is enough to take out the 2 purple enemies who have a total armor of 12 and ice resistance on one of them. So our fire attack is efficient against them, because obviously ice resistance or ice attacks are inefficient against them. We then activate our Amatep freezers for a siege attack of 5 plus 3 from Into the Heat is a siege attack of 8. Our guardian golems give us a siege attack of 2 plus 3 from Into the Heat is a siege attack of 5. That's a total siege physical attack of 13, which is enough to take out those two in the ranged and siege attack phase. One has 7 armor and one, the elusive one, has 6 armor. So that's a total armor value of 13. And then we can play our swiftness for a siege attack of 3. We do have our siege cold fire attack here from our skill. We don't actually need to use that in the end. It's not enough to take out any of the other enemies that we took out without using the cards we did, I don't think. So in the end we get a siege attack of 3 from swiftness, 1 from our skill, and then 5 from the basic effect of Horn of Wrath. So that is a total of 9 siege physical attack, or 8 siege physical attack and 1 siege cold fire attack. We do get a wound for using Horn of Wrath, so we take that into our hand. And that's all the enemies dead in the ranged and siege attack phase. And yeah, so recapping, we moved in with 1 with the land. We played Into the Heat with a red. We got our siege attack of siege fire attack of 5 plus 3 from our catapults, and then played concentration with firebolt for a siege fire attack of 5 for a total siege fire attack of 13, which is enough to take out the 2 purple enemies. We then activated our Amatep freezers for a siege attack of 8 and our guardian golems for a siege attack of 5 because of the boost from Into the Heat. That's a siege physical attack of 13, which is enough to take out those 2 enemies. And then for the last one, we used the white with swiftness for a siege attack of 3 plus 5 from Horn of Wrath, giving us a siege physical attack of 8, which is enough to take him out in the ranged and siege attack phase. We did take 1 wound for using Horn of Wrath, but that is all 5 enemies dead in the ranged and siege attack phase. And we are left with these 3 cards in hand. We can use Crystallize with the blue to take another crystal into our inventory, and we will tidy up our play area before taking our fame. So we discard all of the crystals that we used and all the cards. So you can see the power of just combining the ultimate mages Into the Heat and then having 3 other units as well. So all our cards get discarded. We then take our fame. We're left with these 3 in hand. I think I get around maybe 29 fame for this. So I think we level up twice here. So I think that brings us up to 99, which is 2 level ups. So we get 1 more command token, and we also get a choice of 2 skills. And I end up choosing the influence skill from Arethia. And that should mean I take the last card in the advanced actions offer, but I don't think I do that. I make a mistake here. I take Crystal Mastery, I think that is, that's incorrect. So I should have taken the last green card there, and then the advanced actions would have shifted along and Swiftbolt would have been revealed in the place it is now. So that was a small mistake. It doesn't really impact the outcome in any way. And then for my last turn I end up using influence to get a spell. I play Crystal Mastery to get another crystal into my inventory. I didn't need this. I could have re-rolled the dice in the source using Mana Search. There is a red spell in the offer, and I have a red in my inventory, so I could have got the red spell anyway. I do end up re-rolling. I get 2 reds, and I use one of those with our influence to pick up the last spell there. So Crystal Mastery doesn't actually have any impact whatsoever, because I think I end the game with 3 crystals in my inventory. So having that extra crystal doesn't actually impact the game in any way. So I end with 1 spell and I think 6 advanced actions, 1 artifact for 2 points, 2 wounds in hand, so that's -4 points. And then we have I think 12 from our units, which takes us up to 119. And then for our sites, we only had 3 here. We had a ruins, a monastery, and a keep. So quite not too many sites. So we get 6 points for that. And then for our cities, we get 10 for each. So that's another 20 plus 15 for conquering all cities. There's 1 card left in the dummy player's deck. And then we get another 5 because it wasn't end of round wasn't declared. So I think we ended on 165 points here. So yeah, this was my first time playing with Braevalar. It was a really enjoyable game. I thought we got off to a poor start, not being able to take the mage tower and then having to pay 5 movement to get into the village. And then when we took out that orc, we didn't even get to level up that altar. I think it's the first time I've used or I've paid 3 mana tokens for 7 fame, but I thought it worked out okay. Getting Horn of Wrath in that monastery was so key. We got quite a few uses out of that, and I think we only ended up taking 2 wounds into hand from all those uses. And then having all those 3 Draconum, being able to take them out really kept our reputation quite high, which enabled us obviously to get 3 really high level units. So that was great. And then obviously having the Ultimate Mages going into the last battle and just being able to get everything, get all our attacks as siege attacks. If you've watched my 5 favorite advanced actions video, you'll know I'm a big fan of Into the Heat. I think this game really shows how powerful it can be when you pair it with a few units with attack. It scales so well, adding 3 to each unit's attack or block. It was great. We obviously had some of the other advanced actions, but I think Horn of Wrath played such a key role here. And yeah, overall I think those 2 skills gave us so much flexibility in terms of the mana that we had access to. So I really like those skills as well. Arethia's motivation, that was quite important as well. The move skill, we got 1 use out of it on the lake. We didn't get a use out of it for the mountains, but I thought it did quite a good job in giving us 1 movement every turn. We got quite a few uses out of that as well. So that was a good skill to have. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Let me know in the comments if you have any thoughts. And yeah, that's going to do it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and hopefully you can join again next time. Thank you.